obviously affected me as well. Right then, team. I wanted to start as we, some of you maybe are excited about the prospect of next week being able to meet up with some family and friends, going outside for the first time in a long time. And I was reading an article, I think it was last week or the week before, written by Susie Dent. You might recognise the name from Countdown. She is a lexicographer and she studies the history of words. And she'd written a lovely article about language. And I just want us to kind of hold on to a couple of these words. It's only a little short article, a little bit of an extract, so I'll just read it to you. A lifetime of happiness, no man alive could bear it. It would be hell on earth. From our current perspective, even a little bit of happiness might be nice, an inkling that there are brighter days ahead. But with these words, George Bernard Shaw was simply voicing the familiar truth that life will always be, to use a 16th century adjective, be merry, go sorry, shifting between light and dark. A rifle through a historical English dictionary suggests that the sorry bits have always had the edge, linguistically at least, and that happiness is a much rarer commodity. English is abstemious with its compliments and yet delivers insults with panache. And yet, if you look hard enough beyond the frowns, you can still find sparkle in the corners of the dictionary. There are expressions to be had of positivity, of joy for others, and of happiness in the moment. So over the next few months, for example, we can hope to delight in respair, the unsung enemy of despair, and which in the 16th century at least meant fresh hope and a recovery from despondency. And other positive words from this precious collection include recipiscence, the return to a better state of mind. So over the coming few weeks, months, maybe we too can hang on to those two lovely words, respair and recipiscence. So let's see if we can create a little bit of positivity this morning in our practice. So we're going to ease our way down onto our backs. I like that word, recipients. That could be a good Scrabble word, couldn't it? If you need to give your knees a little bit of hug this morning and just have a gentle roll from side to side, or a little circle of the knees just to massage the back, feel free to go ahead. And then just for the purpose of this morning, we're going to keep the feet on the floor. So just take your feet a little bit wider than hip width apart so your inner knees can prop each other up. If you want to pop a cushion underneath the back of your head to slightly drop your chin down towards your chest, then feel free. And we'll take the arms out to the side, level with the shoulders. And just add a little softness in the elbows there. So we're not straining the fingers apart. We've just got a nice open space across the chest there. Closing the eyes if you're comfortable. I'm just going to sit up just in case I need to let anyone else in this morning. So yeah, looking forward with a little bit of respite and positivity after what has been a very challenging time. So opening up across the heart this morning, opening ourselves up to a little bit of positivity and joy. Lovely. And take a moment to let go of anything that might be lingering from last week, any niggles or irritations. So you can start afresh this morning. Every time we hit the mat is a wonderful new chance, a fresh start. So just laying last week aside, not worrying what next week will bring, and let's see if we can immerse ourselves in the here and now. So using your breath as an anchor now to anchor you in the present moment, just simply bring your awareness to your natural flow of breath. There's no need to change it, no need to interfere with it, just feeling the breath as it travels in through the nose. That's watching your chest and your belly as they expand and open. And then just feeling your body softening back and inwards with your exhale. Just noticing as we begin our practice, the speed of your breath, the depth of your breath, where the breath is going in your body. Sometimes you can feel it more in your chest, sometimes more in your belly, sometimes more in your shoulders sometimes. So again, there's no right or wrong. We're simply becoming an objective observer And as the breath begins to settle this morning, you might begin to feel comfortable, slightly deepening both the inhale and the exhale, slightly drawing it out. So we're already beginning to send messages to our body and our brain that it's okay to slow down, it's okay to let go. Dropping out of that doing frame of mind and simply being for the next hour, being with our body, being with our breath, a chance to recalibrate. Lovely. So a nice all over practice this morning, a good old stretch to wake us up, get us going, and again, hopefully invigorate us with a spirit of positivity for the week ahead. So with the arms out level with the shoulders, let's begin to stretch the fingertips apart. So maybe straighten the arms a little bit, just reaching the arms apart. Feel a lovely stretch across the chest. Take a nice deep breath in. As you breathe out, we're going to cross one arm across the other, coming across the chest, so opposite hand to shoulder. So you're giving yourself a big hug there. We're going to take a couple of breaths. So as you breathe in, see if you can really breathe into that space between your shoulder blades. You might even feel your upper back press a little bit more deeply into the floor. And as you breathe out, completely relax. So just feel the upper back of the shoulder girdle just sink into the floor, the chest release. Let's take another deep breath in. It's pressing into that area between the shoulder blades, just feeling maybe that pressure increase, and then exhale, release. Notice which arm is on top. Take a nice inhale as you reach the arms apart, spread the fingers, open up through the chest, exhaling, other arm wraps on top this time. So opposite hands to opposite shoulder. And again, we'll take a couple of nice deep breaths here before we start to move with the breath. So breathing in, just really experiencing a sense of movement in the back of the body. It won't be as profound as the front of the body, but breathing in, we just try and press the area between the shoulder blades a little bit more firmly into the floor. And exhale, we let everything release. Lovely. Let's do one more round of breath there. And now we're going to change the arm on top with every breath. So moving with the breath now. Inhale to open the arms out nice and wide. Keep the hands open, the fingers spread. Exhaling, opposite arm on top. Give yourself a big hug. Lovely. See how far you can tuck the fingers underneath you. Inhale to open. Open up through the chest. Try and keep the ribcage nice and soft. Other arm on top. Exhale, big hug. Some of you might even be able to slide the fingertips a little bit underneath you. Let's do one more each way. Inhale, opening up across the heart. And then exhale, big hug. Just thought why some of us might be feeling even more discombobulated. It's a full moon tonight as well. Ooh. Last time, it's a worm moon. So cool because the worms will be appearing for all those beautiful songbirds. So take the arms out nice and wide now. We'll keep them outstretched. And just separate the knees, so feet stay wide apart, knees point up towards the ceiling. We'll take an inhale. Exhaling, coming into a twist to the right. So the knees drop down to the right. And we'll just pause there, maybe rolling your chin to your left shoulder. And if your knees are pulling, then just bring your feet a little bit closer together there. And try flexing your feet. Relaxing that right buttock, just allowing that twist to develop up into the middle of the back there, and then inhaling back through center, rolling across the heels, exhaling over to the left. So again, flexing the feet, rolling the chin maybe down to your right shoulder as you stretch the arms apart, feeling a little stretch all in the top of the hip there. And again, let's start just to roll with the breath. Inhale to center, exhale, tip-top knees to right, maybe looking over the left arm. Inhale to center. And over to the left, maybe gazing over the right arm. Let's do one more each way. You might notice as you take that little roll from side to side, one side feels a little bit tighter than the other this morning. All the way back to center. And the next time you come back to center from the left, we're going to pause. So knees pointing up towards the ceiling, no hurry. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, we'll drop the knees to the right, and we're going to pause there, feet flexed, rolling the chin down towards the left shoulder, and then both arms are going to come over to the left. So right hand comes to left shoulder, and just see if you can relax that right elbow down on your chest. If that means moving your hand a little bit more to the middle of your chest, feel free. And just take a couple of breaths there. Maybe even rolling that left palm down towards the floor to help anchor you there. We'll stretch across the back of that right shoulder. Lovely. And then head to center, arms out, palms up towards the ceiling as you bring the knees back through center. And then we'll drop the knees to the left, feet flexed, and both arms over to the right. So we'll bring left hand to right shoulder, or the middle of your chest if that's more comfortable. Really relax that left elbow down your chest. And just feel it's a very gentle stretch there, just into the back of that left shoulder. Lovely. And then we'll come all the way back through center, stretching the arms apart, walking the feet a little bit closer together now. So hip width apart, heels snuggled in towards your sit bones, and we'll bring the arms down alongside you. Again, keeping the hands spread nice and wide, active through the fingers. Inhale, let's float both arms all the way up and back. Hands might find the floor behind you. You can take them out to a nice wide V if you like. And as you exhale, lower the arms, but we push the hips up. So coming into a little shoulder flow. So inhale, drop the hips, reach the arms back, get a lovely stretch through each side of the body. And exhale, press into the base of the big toes. You lift the hips, lowering the arms. Lovely. Let's do that twice more. Inhale, big stretch back. Lovely. And as you exhale, really point the knees forward, stretch the knees away from you as you just firm up through the buttocks there, lifting up through the hips. Once more, inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. This time as you inhale, take the arms all the way back behind you as you drop the hips. And we're going to keep the arms there now. So reach the fingertips back behind you as you lift the hips. So a little version of bridge, stretching the knees forwards, reaching the fingertips back. Take a nice deep breath in as you lift up through the hips. And as you exhale, arms stay where they are, but ripple the spine down. Really try and stretch your sit bones towards your heels. Find that lovely leg through the back and the sides of the body. And when the hips touch down, stretch out one leg and then the other leg. So we're in a delicious full body stretch there. Have a little wiggle, so you might slide one hip and then the other hip. So you're stretching through one side of the body and then the other. Lovely. And then coming back to that full body stretch, take an inhale as you reach the arms back. And as you exhale, let's bring the right knee in towards the chest there. Lovely. You might need to slightly readjust your pelvis. If that's instantly pulling on your back, feel free to bend your left knee and bring the foot to the floor. Let's just open and close that right knee a couple of times. So you might want to circle it. Just bring a little bit of comfortable movement to that right hip. Lovely. And then bringing the knee to the chest, let's circle the foot. So a few circles each way, just beginning to wake up the joints this morning. Lovely. And then interlacing the hands around the back of the leg, hands slow down towards the bottom. Let's come into a first hamstring stretch. So as you take the leg up towards the ceiling, little flex of the foot. Again, if that's too much with the left leg extended, just rebend the knee, bring the foot to the floor. If the leg is outstretched, really press into that left heel so both feet are active there, anchoring you down. Lovely. Take one more inhale, pushing up through that right heel. And as you exhale, bend the knee. And come back to a full body stretch, reaching both arms and legs out. Again, you can have a little wiggle through the hips. And then coming back to that stretch, take an inhale. And this time as you exhale, left knee comes in. So again, you might just need to, I always feel I need to kind of adjust my head there so I've not kind of shortened my neck. And again, we'll start with the knee. So you might just open and close the knee a couple of times, or you can use that left hand to circle the knee a few times. Just feel your way into the hip. That's nice and gently this morning, waking things up. And then we'll keep the knee in and bring that movement to the foot. So again, a few circles each way, trying to keep the toes moving as well. A little bit of space between the toes, one way and then the other. And then coming into that hamstring stretch. So again, if it's too much, you can always bend the right knee. So we'll take the left leg up towards the ceiling, hands low down towards the bottom. As you flex the foot, remember there might be a generous bend in the knee this morning. If you've got the right leg extended, you've got that foot flexed, so both feet are nice and active there. Lovely, relax the shoulders, relax the face. And then take one more inhale as you stretch out through the back of the leg. Exhale, bring that left knee to the chest and slide the right foot in and bring the right knee to the chest. One hand on each knee. Have a little circle around the low back there. Just gently easing out any tension from the buttocks and the low back. Take the knees around the opposite way. And then depending on energy levels and space in the room, we're going to come up and over to a seated position. So you can roll to one side or hook the ankles, hold behind your knees, maybe have a playful roll up and down a few times through the length of your spine, space permitting, back permitting, whoop, until you come all the way up and round to seated. Now I'm going to sit cross-legged, but if that's not for you, you know the drill. You can stretch the legs out, you can pop a cushion underneath your sit bones, whatever feels nice. Somewhere where you feel nice and balanced across your sit bones. Lovely. Now bring the fingertips onto your shoulders and try and lift the elbows so they're roughly level with the shoulders there. Beautiful. So a little bit to warm up through the upper body. Let's bring the elbows towards one another. They might brush together. And then we lift the elbows up and all the way out and back and down. So we're drawing big circles. Elbows might brush together. Or you might feel some nice scrunching beneath your fingertips there. Lovely. Let's do one last one. Oh, opening up through the chest. Beautiful. And then we'll bring the elbows up, level with the shoulders, reach the arms out, palms up towards the ceiling. Try and tip the little finger edge of the hand up and lift up through the chest, maybe lift the chin. Beautiful. And then left hand comes down and we'll take that right arm all the way over into a lovely side stretch. As you inhale, just reach that right arm out, level with the shoulder and look over your right arm. And exhale all the way back into that side stretch. Lovely, couple more times. So inhale, you just reach to the right, look to the right, and exhale, take that lovely side stretch. Lovely, just once more, inhale. And exhale, beautiful. This time we'll bring that right arm all the way out and then bring it across the chest. Using that left hand, you can catch below the elbow or just hold on around the shoulder. So you're bringing that right arm across the chest, getting a little stretch across the back of the shoulder. Drop that right shoulder, it inevitably rises up towards your ear. And then drop left ear to left shoulder without the body following. So try and sit up evenly across your sit bones there. Lovely, nice stretch through the neck, stretch to the back of the shoulders. Beautiful. Head comes to center. Bring the fingertips down so you can stretch the legs out, give them a little bit of a bounce if they were crossed, and then recross in the opposite way, the way that feels a little bit strange. Fingertips onto the shoulders again. This one looks very funny, but it's okay. We're all at home, so it doesn't matter. We're going to start doing almost like a swimming action. So one elbow and then the other coming forwards. So again, really good one to mobilize the shoulders. So elbows leading. First one way. Now this is the weird one. And now change direction. Yeah, you might find one shoulder feels more comfortable than the other. So we'll do a few more rounds. I know it's a bit weird, isn't it? Lovely. And then we'll come back to center, widen that through the elbows, extend the arms, palms up, little finger edge of the hand up, lift up through the chest, lift the chin, lovely. And then right arm comes down, left arm comes all the way up and over this time, lovely. As you inhale, reach to the left, look to the left. And as you exhale, back into that lovely side stretch, really making sure you're gluing down through the sit bones, lovely, twice more, inhale. And exhale, lovely, you can tuck your chin in towards your armpit and look up, otherwise keep the gaze down. Last one, all the way up and over. Lovely, and then we'll reach the arm out to the side and then draw the left arm across the chest, trying to keep the shoulder away from the ear. So you can either catch, kind of in the crook of your right elbow, or you can just nestle that arm across, holding the shoulder, whatever feels the most comfortable. Sitting up nice and tall, and then right ear to right shoulder. Oh, just take care that that shoulder doesn't creep up, so drop the shoulder down. Nice stretch out through the neck this morning, into the back of the shoulder. Lovely. Beautiful, reach the arms out. Last one, fingertips on the shoulders, elbows level with the shoulders. Take an inhale. Exhale, we're going to twist to the right, but try and keep the elbows where they are, level with the body. Torso moves, head moves, same direction as torso. Inhale to center. Exhale, twist to the left. So the arms aren't pulling you around, you're moving from your center. Inhale. Exhale, little twist. Inhale. And exhale, lovely. Inhale to center. Exhale to the right and release the arms. So one hand either coming to the knee or the thigh, left hand coming across the body, right hand behind you. Again, that hand behind you propping you forwards and up, not something you can lean into, just helping lengthen up through the spine. And your head might turn now, so you might take the gaze over that back shoulder if that feels comfortable. A couple of nice breaths there, breathing some length through the spine as you inhale. Lovely. And then come back to center, fingertips on the shoulders, elbows nice and wide. Inhale. Exhale, take a little twist to the left. Inhale to center. Exhale to the right. Try to keep those elbows lifted. Inhale to center. This time we'll come to the left and pause. Right hand coming across the body now. Left hand behind you. So I'm up on my little tented fingertips with that left hand. So I'm really propping myself forwards and up. Again, you can turn your gaze if that's comfortable. Nice and ringing out through the spine. Lovely. And then slowly come back to center. You can plant your hands down in front of your feet and roll over your ankles to come to all fours, or just uncross your legs and make your way onto all fours. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. And from there, let's keep it moving. So let's start just by drawing some circles there, beginning to get the wrists used to that feeling of supporting us, of bearing some weight. And at the same time, loosening up through the hips. Take that movement around the opposite way. So the hands are spread nice and wide. Ooh, that's a nice clunk through my hip. And then we'll find that lovely tabletop position. So just make sure that your knees are under your hips, hands under shoulders, so you're not so close together that your spine is already compromised. Nice long back. Getting ready for that lovely cat-cow. So as you inhale, belly dips as your heart pulls forwards. Really press into your hands so you don't disappear to your shoulders. Exhale, angry cat, round and up, lovely. Now just roll with your breath there. Maybe close the eyes. Really enjoy that feeling of movement through the back and the front of the body. Waking up this morning. Oh, good to move. Good to wake up with a good old stretch this morning. So inhaling and exhaling. And then this next time we'll inhale into a nice flat back position. So just taking the gaze forwards, just put your belly button up towards your spine so you feel nice and firm through your center as you slide your right leg back behind you, bringing the ball of foot to the floor. Really press the heel away from you, open up through the back of the knee, and then we'll slide that right foot all the way over towards the left. Taking it over the left foot, push the heel away from you, and maybe take a little peep over your left shoulder, looking towards that right heel. Push the heel away from you, press down with the hands, nice stretch out through the side of the body. Lovely, and then slowly, slowly bring that leg behind you and then bring the right knee back underneath the hip. Other side, left leg slides back, try and keep the hips facing the floor, firm up through the belly, press into your hands as you stretch out through the back of the leg. And then we'll slide the left foot over the right foot, push the heel away and maybe have a little look over your right shoulder this time. Keep pressing into your hands. There's a nice C curve through the side of the body there. Lovely, head to center. Bring that left foot back and then bring both knees underneath the hips. So we're going to tuck the toes under. This next one is optional. You can always stick with your cat-cow, arching and rounding the back. If you're with me, take the hands forwards just a little bit, just slightly forwards at the shoulders, helps the alignment. So inhale, we're going to dip the belly, lift the head, lift the heart. But this time as you exhale, see if you can stretch the legs back into a plank, so chest comes slightly forwards. Lovely. Inhale, drop the knees. Lift the head, lift the heart as you arch the back. Exhale into plank, so hips nice and low. So if you need to move your hands forward, feel free. Lovely. Just once more, inhale. And exhale. We're going to hold in plank. So you can always drop down onto your knees. But if you're with me in plank, press into your hands. Feel that little doming between the shoulder blades, gazing forwards towards the top of the mat, stretching the heels back behind you. See if we can hold for 3, 2, 1. Push the hips up and back, downward dog. So you might need to walk your feet in a little ways there. And again, let's keep moving slowly with the breath as you start to pedal out through the feet. If you don't want to do a downward dog today, feel free to come back onto all fours. Little pedal of the weight, shifting the weight from foot to foot, heels stretching away from you. Lovely. Seeing if you can marry that movement with your breath. And then coming back to center, maybe a little bend in the knees. See if you can stretch your hips up and back, stretching out through the side of the body. Remember, to open up some space through the back of the body, not worrying about where your heels are, gazing wherever feels comfortable. Then let's shift the weight into the left foot, and we'll take the right foot up behind you, maybe turning the toes out. Lovely, little hip opener. Come onto the ball of that left foot, find some height as you inhale. And as you exhale, step or help that right foot forwards and drop the back knee. You can flatten the foot, you can keep the toes tucked, choice is yours. Come onto your fingertips and just see, just for a moment, if you can lift your heart, open up through the chest, and then push the floor away as you take the arms all the way up, coming into a nice low lunge. So thumbs draw back, soften the front body so you're not flaring the rib cage, just find some length there. Take one more nice breath in as you reach up. And as you breathe out, let's bring the hands together and draw them down to the heart. Lovely. So we're going to take the arms forwards. Now you can keep the palms together, but if the shoulders are tight, just separate the hands a little ways. Lovely. So right arm moving first. As you inhale, we're going to take the right arm back and open the chest. Hips stay square, left arm stays where it is. And as you exhale, we bring the hands back together. Left arm this time, inhale, so we get a lovely opening through the chest. You can look back. And exhale, hands together. Right arm opening, inhale. Pause as you stretch the arms apart, just pull the back of the hands back. And then keep the body where it is, but we'll bring the hands together at the heart. Shift the weight forward so you can hook your left elbow over that right thigh. Fingertips point forwards, right elbow points up as you press the palms together and try and lift your torso away from that front thigh. Beautiful. Option to stay there or lift the back knee, stretching out through that back leg. Beautiful. And then left hand comes down to the floor inside of the right foot. Right arm reaches up, so we're in a deeper twist now. You can do all of this with the back knee down. Lovely. Take one more inhale there. And as you exhale, let's bring both hands down, frame the front foot, and we'll step back into a downward dog. Little pedal out, little shake of the hips, shake of the head. Rest if you need to. Listen to your body. That's what yoga's all about. And then finding that lovely length through both sides of the waist, we shift the weight to the right foot and take the left leg up. So turning that left foot out ever so slightly. And really lift up nice and high onto the ball of that right foot. Take an inhale. Exhale, step or help that left foot forwards. Whoop. Help it out if it gets stuck. And bring the right knee down. Again, just come onto your fingertips. See if you can take the gaze forwards, open up through the chest there. Ready for that low lunge. So press into your left foot as you sweep the arms up. Thumbs draw back, you can lift the chin, lift the gaze, but again, we're not flaring the ribs forward, so think about lengthening up through all four sides of the torso there. Lovely, let's take one more breath in, and as you breathe out, hands together, draw down to the heart. Beautiful. And then we'll simply arrow the arms forwards. Remember, you can always take the palms apart if it's a little bit uncomfortable to keep them again together. Left arm moves first this time. So as we inhale, we open the left arm. So you look back towards that left arm. If balance feels okay, right arm stays where it is. And then exhale, we bring the hands together. Lovely. Right arm this time. So try and keep that front knee from rolling inwards. It tends to want to roll in, so keep pressing it out. Exhale together. So this time, left arm opens, pause, and try and draw the back of the hands back. So open up through the chest. Beautiful. Body stays where it is, but we bring the hands together at the heart. So we can hook right elbow this time over left thigh. Spin your fingertips forwards, point that top elbow up towards the ceiling. You can look up, or if you want that little balance, I think it's a little bit more stable to take the gaze down to the floor before you lift that back knee. Really stretch out through that back heel. And then right hand comes to the inside of the foot. Left arm lifts up, coming into a deeper twist. Remember, you can bring that knee down. Beautiful. Take one more inhale as you draw that left arm back. Exhaling, foot, hand to floor. And we step back into a downward facing dog. Beautiful. A little bit of strength now, so you can drop down to all fours and do this from all fours. Or as you inhale, let's roll forwards to plank, taking the gaze to the top of the mat. Pause. And as you exhale, let's lift the hips all the way up and back. We're going to do that twice more. So inhale, ripple forwards. Shoulders above wrists, arm fell through the neck as you look forwards, and then exhale all the way up and back. Downward facing dog, last one. Inhale, a little bit of strength. Yeah, beautiful. pressing into the hands, take an inhale, and as you exhale, let's bring the knees down, and then the chest comes all the way down, sliding the elbows underneath the shoulders. Let's take a beautiful Sphinx pose this morning. So check that your forearms are parallel and your elbows are underneath the shoulders there. If you've got tight shoulders, your hands tend to want to kind of flare out, or elbows want to flare out. So any tightness in your back this morning, take the elbows forwards and then wider, so you're dropping your chest. But for the rest of us, elbows under shoulders, imagine you want to draw your body forwards between your arms. So it's almost like a little dragging back sensation through the elbows there. Looking forwards, lovely. We're going to come into a little stretch for our hip flexors. So your right hand, you're going to bend the elbow and bring that right forearm parallel to the top of your mat. Bring that left heel in towards the bottom. And see if you can reach back with the left hand, take hold of the left foot. Press into your right forearm as you open up through the front of the hips. You're pushing your foot towards the back of the room. Keep the chest nice and lifted. And then slowly release. And this time we slide the left forearm parallel to the top of the mat. So we bend the elbow, right heel coming in. See if you can find your foot. If that's too much, you can stay in Sphinx. Push your foot into your hand and then press into that front forearm. So we're not collapsing there. We're keeping the chest nice and lifted. Lovely. Slowly release. Let's come back into that Sphinx pose. So elbows underneath the shoulders, palms flat. Let's again lift up through the front of the body. Beautiful. From there, interlace your hands. Elbows might need to draw a little closer in towards one another. Lovely. Tuck the toes under, take an inhale. And as you exhale, can you push up to a forearm plank? If that's too much, come on to all fours. Beautiful. See if we can hold for 3, 2, and 1. Lower one knee, lower the other knee. And find your way back onto all fours. And from all fours, let's take a little child pose there. Ease the hips towards the heels. Maybe prop yourself up on your elbows and give your wrists a little cooling there. A little circle through the wrists. And then walk the hands forwards in that child pose. Option 2, relax completely there, palms down, elbows and forearms rest. Or coming up onto your fingertips and more active through the hands there, pressing your fingers forwards and down as you draw your hips back towards your heels. Take a couple of breaths there, breathing into the back of the body there. Again, there's not as much movement in the back of the body as the front, but we can still feel that lovely lifting and expansion. Beautiful. And then we'll all just bring the hands down to the floor so we can draw ourselves back onto all fours, tuck the toes under, take an inhale. And as you exhale, let's find a downward facing dog. This time from your downward dog, we're going to walk your feet towards your hands, coming into a forward fold. If a forward fold isn't for you this morning for whatever reason, just lift your head higher than your heart. You can bring your hands just above your knees or just rest your elbows on your thighs there. If you're comfortable in a forward fold, feet hip width apart, bend the knees, take the heat out the hamstrings. You can sway, you can cradle your elbows. Just do whatever movement almost feels intuitive and natural there. Lovely. And then if you've got your elbows hooked, let the arms dangle in front of you. Let them be really heavy now as you keep the chin tucked in and roll your way up really slowly. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Lovely. Just let the breath settle while I adjust the camera there. Beautiful. I'll turn around to face you. So feet hip width apart, little softness in the knees. Then take the right arm all the way up towards the ceiling. And then take a nice side bend. So a little softness in the knees as you come into a lovely half moon stretch. And then we're going to keep reaching over to the left as we come all the way down into a forward fold. Let the body release. Keep the chin tucked in as you roll your way up. Almost imagine rebuilding your spine, vertebrae on top of vertebrae. Left arm lifts all the way up. All the way over into that lovely half moon stretch. And then again, we keep reaching over to the right and come all the way down. Let the body hang in that forward fold. Rolling yourself up, keep the chin tucked in. One more each way. Inhale, right arm lift. Exhale to side stretch and then come all the way down. Lovely. Chin tucked in, roll yourself up, arms hanging. Lovely. Inhale, left arm lifts. Exhale, we do that little half moon stretch first, and then we reach over to the right and come all the way down in the middle. Lovely. Roll yourself up. Beautiful. This time, both arms lift, bending the knees. Inhale. Exhale, let's come all the way down into that forward fold. Heart pulls forwards. Lovely. Hands to shins. Inhale as you lift up halfway. And as you exhale, we'll bend the knees, plant the hands, and step back into your downward facing dog. Beautiful. So remember, you can work for the knees, have a rest if you need to. Let's take the right leg all the way up and back, take an inhale. And as you exhale, we're going to step the foot forwards and drop the back knee. Beautiful. So coming up into that low lunge, this time palms face forwards. Turn to face you, lovely. Take a nice breath in as you reach up. And as you exhale, elbows come down to the wedge. You're almost making like a W with the arms. You're drawing the elbows down, palms kind of slightly out to the side. Lovely. Inhale, take the arms up. And as you exhale, we're using all the muscles of the upper back as you draw those elbows in. So again, that little W shape. Beautiful. Inhaling up. And this time as you exhale, let's bring both hands down to the inside of the front foot. Tuck the back foot under, lift the knee, and turn all 10 toes to the long edge of your mat. So you're in a wide leg forward fold. Let's take the hands forwards underneath the shoulders. Take an inhale. As you exhale, let's bend the left knee. Shift your weight over to the left, so we're getting a nice inner thigh stretch through the right leg. Inhale, both legs straighten, hips to center. Exhale, let's tick-tock over to the right. Lovely. Couple more each way. So just a little, might be a big movement. If your hands aren't on the floor, you can always just bring your hands onto your thighs there and get the same sensation. Let's do one more over to the left. And one more over to the right. Beautiful. Coming back to center. Turning your heels in, your toes out. If you're really wide in the leg there, you might want to shorten your stance slightly as you walk your hands to your thighs and roll up into a nice goddess or horse stance. So remember, the body isn't pitched forwards. We've got a nice long spine. Beautiful. Straighten the legs. We'll take the arms up and out, nice and wide. It's called a star pose. It's a power pose. Take up as much space as you can. You might lift your chest, lift your gaze, spread your fingers, take an inhale. Exhale, hands to thighs as we come back down into our horse or goddess pose. Inhale, back into your star pose. Open up nice and wide. Take up some space. Exhale as you bring the hands down. Lovely. Just once more. So really push into your feet. Rise up. And this time as you exhale, we're going to pause in that horse stance. So hands onto your thighs or your knees. Lovely. And this time we can slightly lean the body forwards. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, drop your right shoulder forwards, pushing that right knee out, and we look up to the left. Inhale to center. Exhale, look to the right. As you drop the left shoulder, so you're pushing your left knee away. One more each way. Inhale. Exhale, look to the left. So you're pushing that right knee slightly away from you. Left shoulder in. Lovely. Let's come back to center. Straighten the arms, straighten the legs back into that star pose. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, turn your right foot forwards, back heel slides away. So we're coming into a warrior two. Right knee bent. Left leg straight, arms out, level with the shoulders. Lovely. So bend into that front knee. Take a moment there. Lovely. Palms turn up, straightening both legs. Inhale, let's take the arms up. You can look up if you wish. As you exhale, look over that right arm as we come back into our warrior two. Beautiful. So push that back heel into the floor. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, let's come all the way back into our warrior two. Make sure you're not leaning forwards there. Inhale. And exhale, pausing in that warrior two now, turning your right palm up. Inhale as you reach forwards. And as you exhale, take a lovely reverse warrior. So you're reaching that right arm back. Keep sending that front knee forwards. Beautiful. Back into your warrior two as you inhale. And as you exhale, continue to bring your hands all the way down, framing that foot. Little pivot on the back heel as you step back into your downward facing dog. Option to stay in your downward dog or take a little vinyasa with me. Inhale, roll the body forwards to plank. Shoulders above wrists. Exhale as you lower to the floor. Knees might come down first. Little baby cobra as you inhale. Press into the tops of the feet. And as you exhale, lower the chest all the way down. Tuck the toes under as you inhale back onto all fours. And as you exhale, let's come into that downward facing dog. I'm going to turn on my mat. So I've got the same leg as you guys. Lovely. So this time we're going to take the left leg up as you inhale. Come onto the ball of that underneath foot. Exhale, we're going to step that left foot forwards. I'm going to turn on the diagonal so you can see it. So again, that little W with the arms. So we'll rise up as you inhale, spreading the fingers nice and wide. And then as you exhale again, the elbows draw in towards the waist and your hands stay a little wider. So again, that little W shape, yeah? You can really feel the muscles of the back. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, elbows hug in. Keep the hands nice and active there. Beautiful. Inhale, reach up. This time as we exhale, hands to the inside of that front foot. Lift the back knee. We'll turn to the long edge of your mat again. Just adjust your feet. So if your back feels a little tight today, you can pigeon toe your feet, heels out, toes in a little way. If your hands don't reach the floor, feel free to bring your hands just above your knees there. Lovely. Ready for that little shift of the weight side to side. Inhale. Exhale, bend the left knee. Hips to the left. Inhale to center. Exhale, shift the weight over to the right. Option to stay there, or this time as you come to center, interlace the hands behind you and drop the arms forwards, crown of the head towards the floor. Then we continue. Inhale. Exhale, bend one knee, shift the weight over. Inhale to center. So we're not using the hands to help us. Lovely. We'll do one more each way. So if you need to, lower your arms if this is a little bit too much this morning. Lovely. When you come back from that right side, we'll pause. If your arms are lifted, bring the hands to the low back, and then we'll all find fingertips to floor. Heels in, toes out, bend the knees and walk your way up, hand to hand, into that goddess pose. Ooh, let the blood settle. Lovely. Send the knees out nice and wide, that plumb line through the body. Stroke your center. And then ready for that star pose. Inhale, reach up and out on the diagonal. Open up through the chest. Inhale. Exhale as you bring the hands down to your thighs. Back into that lovely horse pose. Twice more. Inhale. Lovely. Open up to that beautiful sunshine we're going to get next week. Ready for meeting friends and family. Inhale. And exhale. So this time, hands stay on thighs. We can drop the body weight forward slightly. Take an inhale. Exhale, right shoulder rolls forwards. Look to the left. Inhale to center. Other side. So you're rotating that left shoulder inwards as you look in the opposite direction. One more each way. Gently pressing the knee open. So a little stretch in the inner thigh. Inhale. Last time with that left shoulder. Beautiful. Come back to center. Let's inhale back into that star pose, reaching up nice and wide. And as you exhale, this time left foot turns forwards, bending that left knee as we come into our warrior. So that right heel we've slightly turned out. Again, we're not reaching forwards. If you can see yourself in your camera, make sure that you're central there. Beautiful. So palms turn up. Inhale, rise on up. Take the sting out the legs as you take the arms up. Exhale, look over that left arm as you bend deeply into the knee. Keep pressing that edge of the right foot into the floor. Inhale, rise up. Woo. Exhale, sink a little deeper. Strong in the legs, just getting us going this morning. Inhaling up. Oh, I can feel my legs. Joe Wicks, what have you done? Come all the way down into that warrior two. Lovely. Front palm turns up. Inhale as you reach forwards. Exhale, this time left arm arcs up and back. So I've not lifted out of that front knee. I'm sending that knee forward, so I'm getting a lovely stretch up through that front hip. Beautiful. Inhale back into your warrior two. Continue as you exhale to tip-top the hands all the way down, pivoting on that back heel. Step back into your downward dog. Option to stay there or last little vinyasa. Inhale, roll the body forwards to plank, look forwards. Exhale as you lower all the way down. Inhale as you come up into that little baby cobra. Exhale as you lower. So inhale onto all fours. And this time as you exhale, let's take a child pose of choice. That might mean knees parallel, might mean widening the knees. I'm going to bend my elbows out to the side, making a little platform for my forehead to rest upon. And I really get a lovely release through my upper back. My chest is dipping down, but adjust your arms accordingly. You can stretch them out. You can feed them back alongside you with the palms up. Just take a rest there for a moment. Let your body catch up with your breath. Lovely. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, slowly, slowly lift the chest, just so you're sitting on your heels in hero pose. And if this doesn't work for you, if hero isn't a comfortable position for you, just drop the camera, then feel free to stretch your legs out or pop a cushion between your bottom and your heels there. But sitting up nice and tall. Beautiful. Going to gather the arms all the way up as you inhale. And as you exhale, take a little twist to the right. So the back of that left hand comes to the outside of the thigh. See if you can wrap the other arm behind you while sitting evenly on your heels, or both sit bones on the floor. So right arm wrap behind, using the back or the palm of that left hand to gently ease the spine round. Lovely. Inhale to center. Just one more over to the other side. Exhale, so this time, back of the hand or palm of the right hand coming to the outer thigh. Other hand wraps behind you, so we're not leaning back. Beautiful. Let's come all the way back through center. We'll plant the hands down and find our way back onto all fours. Lovely. So we're going to take the right leg all the way back behind you, and then lifting it level with the hip and pointing the toes up towards the ceiling. So we're in a tiger. Lovely. Take an inhale. Exhale as you bring that knee to your chest and round the back, knee coming to nose. Inhale as you look forward, little arch to the back as you send the toes up. Exhale as you round the back. Lovely. Just once more, inhale. And exhale. So we're going to come through into a little pigeon. Let's see if we can do it. So we'll take that leg up as you inhale. And as you exhale, we're going to bring that knee all the way through, bringing the right knee behind your right wrist, sliding that left leg back behind you until we're in our pigeon. Now, if that doesn't work for you, option might be to sit on your right heel with your left leg back behind you, or bend that left leg so you're in more of an upright position. So take a moment in that pigeon pose or deer pose to find some space for that left hip, so you might need to move the right heel. Or take an inhale as you lift up through the chest. And as you exhale, feel free to drop down onto your forearms this morning, or even stretch the arms out in front of you. Lovely. So allow everything to soften there. Just make those little adjustments as you get down into that pose. Sometimes as your body begins to settle, you might need to just wiggle that right heel just into a more comfortable place. Lovely. So we're going to try a little variation this morning. Feel free if you're comfortable and you just want to hang out in pigeon, then feel free. If you want to have a little play with me, then just come onto your forearms. So like a sphinx, you've got your elbows underneath your shoulders. So we've got the right knee bent. So we're going to bend that left elbow. So just as we did before, left forearm comes parallel to the top of the mat. And see if you can take hold of your right knee with your left hand. So you're leaning into that left elbow and just take the right arm up towards the ceiling. So you're leaning into the left elbow, you're pulling gently against that right knee, option to keep the arm up or wrap it around your low back. So a little pigeon twist. If that's not for you, you can stay in pigeon. Lovely. Let's slowly, slowly release. Bring the right hand, then the left hand to the floor. Push the floor away and see if we can find our way back onto all fours. Widen the knees and just have a couple of hip circles there. So I'm going to turn around on my mat there. Just loosen up through the hips, couple each way. And then coming back into that tabletop position. So shifting the weight into the right knee this time as you slide the left leg back. And then lifting up level with the hip, bending the knee, point the toe up towards the ceiling. Tiger pose, inhale. Exhale, knee to chest, rounding the back, nose to knee. Inhale, take the toe up, gaze forwards. Exhale, rounding everything in. Lovely, last time. Now that little swing through to pigeon is quite tricky. So we slide that knee forwards, continue to bring it forward so weight comes forward. So you can just tuck your left knee by your left wrist, and then we slide the right leg back. So option to bend that back knee, so you're sitting up nice and tall in a deer pose. Other option, you sit on your left heel and stretch the leg back. So choice is yours. So have a little play there, a little wiggling, a little jiggling. Just make sure that right leg is directly in line with your hip. You've not kind of flared it out to the side there. Take an inhale as you lift up through the chest. And as you exhale, soften down. So you might want to come down onto your forearms again. You might want to stretch your arms out. Let's notice maybe one side feels a little different to the other. I think pigeon pose is one of those Marmite poses in yoga. I love it, but if we've got tight hips, it is an uncomfortable pose. So happily stay in that pigeon pose if you're enjoying it. If you want that little twist, we prop ourselves up on our forearms like a sphinx pose, and then this time we bend your right elbow. So your right hand holds your left knee. You lean into that right elbow and take the left arm up. So I'm using that right hand just to gently pull against the knee to open the chest. Oh, hello, you. And then you can wrap the hand behind you. Whoa, tail in the face, that's nice. Wow, you do come at some funny times, Milu, to join us. Lovely, slowly, slowly. Let's bring the hands to the floor, lifting the chest, and we'll just lean the weight into that left buttock so we can swim both legs out in front of you. Hello, fairy friend. You come to join us. Stretching the legs out in front of you, pop a little bend in the knees. Take a nice inhale. Oh, beautiful stretch then, Milu. Take an inhale. And then emulating Milu, we'll stretch the spine. So bring the chest forwards and down. Melt the body forwards. Oh, if you've got a fairy friend to tickle, feel free. I'll tickle Milu for you. Oh, hello, Milu. Oh, just let everything soften there. Beautiful. And then slowly, slowly rebuild the spine. Coming up, slowly, slowly. We're going to bend the knees so we can plant the feet down about hip width apart. And ease your way down onto your backs. Give the knees a little squeeze. Have a little massage out if you need to. Oh, bye, Millie. You decided that's enough. And then once more, we'll bring the feet back down to the floor, hip width apart or a little wider if you can. Just as we did at the beginning. Arms come out level with the shoulders. Really stretch the hands out nice and wide. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, let's drop the knees to the right, flexing the feet. And then we'll take both arms over to the left. So right hand comes to left shoulder, just letting that elbow rest down onto your chest. Maybe close the eyes. And just allow the body to release into that twist. Oh, thank you for that wash, Milu. It's very relaxing. Lovely. And then slowly, slowly, let's reach the arms out. Bring the knees back to the center. And then we'll drop the knees over to the left and bring both arms over to the right. So left hand coming to right shoulder. We can look over your right arm. Again, if you need to adjust your hand and bring it more to the center of your chest so the elbow can soften, feel free. Again, just a couple of nice, easy breaths there. Lovely. And then slowly, slowly release. Let's bring the arms down by the sides of the body as you walk the feet in, hip width apart, palms to the floor. So ready for that little bridge flow with a little addition now just to stretch things out. So as you inhale, we're going to reach both arms all the way back behind you if you didn't have a cat lying behind you. And as you exhale, we'll lower the arms and lift the hips. So inhale, lower the hips and reach the arms back. It's now eating my mat. Exhale, push the hips up as you spread the fingers, bring the hands all the way down. Lovely. Just once more. Inhale. And exhale. So this time we'll keep the hands down, the hips nice and high. Option to come down whenever you wish, or this time you might be able to tuck the shoulders underneath you so you can interlace the hands. Everything that's on the ground pushes down. See if you can lift the hips up. So press into the base of the big toe, chin tucked in, chest coming up towards your chin. Lovely. Come down whenever you need to. And then if you can, lift the heels so you can free up the arms alongside you and slowly ease your way down, vertebrae by vertebrae. And let the heels settle, let the hips settle down. And if you need anything else before we have a moment of relaxation, if you've got to pop off, feel free. If you need to give yourself a little hug, find a blanket, find a jumper. And then just arrange yourself into a comfortable position there. That might mean feet nice and wide, knees knocked together. Thank you for coming if you've got to shoot off. And remember that I'll be here next week, so I'll do all my usual classes next week over the Easter weekend. If you've got a moment just to finish with me, then finding a really nice comfortable position. And then once again, as we settle into stillness, letting the mind and the body just rest and digest the effects of the practice this morning. Again, using your breath to anchor yourself to the present moment, to the here, to the now. Just feeling the breath again as it travels in through the nose, watching your chest and your belly as they open and expand. And just feel your body softening, contracting as you exhale. And see if you can just bring the breath under a little bit of conscious control. Slightly deeper inhale. And a slightly deeper exhale, slowing things down. As you exhale, just begin to feel your body relax into the floor beneath you, relaxing your legs, relaxing your arms. Sense the grounding of every part of your body resting on the floor. And just take your awareness to your forehead and find a lovely smoothing sensation, just releasing any signs of thought or concentration, worry, frowns, creating space between your eyebrows, and then softening your eyebrows, softening your temples and your eyelids, your cheeks, through the sides of the jaw and the chin. Soften your lips. So the whole face just feels soft and spacious. And then come back to your breath. Rise and fall of your body. Just noticing if the breath has changed. Maybe your breath now feels a little bit more calm and settled. And you might notice there are little natural pauses at the end of each inhale and exhale, moments of stillness. Maybe just linger in those gaps, enjoy the stillness, enjoy the space. And if you notice anywhere in your body where you might still be holding on to some tension, residual of last week perhaps, just use your out breath to send that feeling of softening to that part of your body. Just for the next few moments, just tell yourself there's nothing to do, there's nowhere else you need to be except here on your mat, watching your breath. And when you're ready to face the rest of the day, the rest of this promises to be a glorious week ahead of us, just very gently start to wiggle your fingers, maybe opening and closing your palms, little circle through the wrists, really nice and slow. And then if you want to unfurl the body into a lovely full body stretch, reaching the arms back, extending the legs, finding a lovely sense of space. And then slowly, slowly, as you lower the arms, bring your heels back in towards you and then give your knees a hug. You might want to move, you might want to bring your nose towards your knees, curling up into a little ball to stretch out through the spine. And then as you slowly let go of the knees, so you can drop your feet to the floor, rolling onto the side where there's more space, your right or your left, it really doesn't matter. And then come and find a comfortable seated position. Lovely. So as we sit up nice and tall, let's just bring the hands together at the heart, dropping your chin down towards your chest, just feeling a sense of lifting your breastbone to meet your thumbs and your shoulders softening away from your ears, and just reminding ourselves of those two beautiful words to carry through into the coming days and weeks. Respire, a feeling of fresh hope and a recovery from despondency, and recipience, the return to a better state of mind. So wishing that upon each other as you take a nice inhale and reach the arms all the way up, lifting the chin. And as you exhale, hands to heart, chin to chest, just thanking each other for sharing the practice this morning. And let's hope that we all see a return to Respire and recipience soon. Namaste. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for coming along this morning. Very good.
Thank you, Helen.